Hello, everyone. This is John Crate, and we are back in the show. And do we have some decisions to make? He wants a lot of money. Okay, so first of all, I think we can get rid of the relief pitchers. That's the easy call to make. Diaz is nice. We might keep him around. He's a good bench piece. Um, 1 year. I think we can do 1 more year for Austin Riley at the least. I don't know. He is starting to fall apart, is the problem. I don't know. I think maybe we we cut ties with him as well. Acevedo, we might have to let him go as well. It's not like we don't have guys coming up, is the problem. So I think we have to let him go as well. And in the meantime, that's reasonable. The amount that he wants is reasonable. I'm more than willing to offer him that contract. Alvarez, okay, Dennis Cannon. Who'd take his spot? Suzuki's not ready yet. How about 2? Yeah, 2 years. 2 years and 16.3 million isn't bad. I'll offer you that. We're gonna tender him the qualifying offer, no doubt, so that we don't at least get something for him. I mean, God, he's worth it. Yeah, he's worth it. We're gonna give him the contract that he wants, but we're also gonna give him the qualifying offer just in case we don't get him. And the rest of these guys, I think we cut ties with. I mean, we can try to re-sign Riley if there's no other options. But yeah, unfortunately, I think we got to just get rid of the rest. Nobody, no arbitration. That's interesting. Because I mean, look at the guys that are coming up here. We can get rid of. Acevedo's not a bad guy to get rid of. And then as for we got to add people to the 40 man anyway. So we have 19 pitchers. He's eligible for to go. Okay, so he's going to be eligible for the Rule 5. We'll figure it. We'll figure out the Rule 5 in a second. Let's just get all these guys contracts. We've got 15 relief pitchers, so we're just going to resign all of these guys. Okay. We have 9 catchers on the roster now. Which means you can get rid of one of these two. Lorenz is better defense. Or, well, Garcia's actually better defensively, isn't he? It doesn't particularly matter which one. Okay, so we're going to let Lorenz go. So we got to buy out his contract. We're going to buy out his arbitration years. I wish you could play more positions. Same with... Oh, good. He can play a few positions. He can play the outfield. Because we need somebody to replace Eisen. Okay, we're going to let Flores go in hopes that we can find someone who can play more positions at second. So yeah, we're going to buy out your contract. Yep, he's still as versatile as ever. Okay, you can I think we let... No, we can... Well, the thing is... Okay, so I need somebody who can play second, short, and third. Like, reliably. I mean, I guess he can. He's been doing it for us. But I'd like someone that can, grow and get better. So yeah, we're going to buy out your deal here. out your arbitration. 1.4. Trey Cabbage is still around. And buy out your arbitration, buddy. Okay, so there's Lawrence and Flores and Barley that we didn't offer contracts to. Okay, so lots of guys are going to be eligible for the Rule 5 right now. Mainly Estrella. He is. We have 9 starting pitchers on the 40-man, and I fear we're going to have to add some more. Yeah, Pack. Okay, Pack is the only one that could. I think we just got to trade some of these guys. Like Ramirez, we either have to use him or trade him because he's out of options. So I think we trade Ramirez and we trade Pack and see what we can get. We can also add 6 more players to the 40-man. One of them that we've had is you. We can add 5 more players. Okay, you're not Rule 5 eligible, so I'm not too worried about you yet. Even though you probably should be added because you should probably be playing, but he'll probably... whatever, we'll see. Okay, well, we still have 3 guys who could be added back to the 40-man is the thing there, so we can deal with that. But we gotta... See who else we want. Okay, so we wanted to go after... So we've got our contract offer out for you. Um, third base. Austin Riley is there. So is Gorman and Batty. Curtis Mead is there. He's great in the field. Matt Chapman's still plugging away at 37 years old in this. Who are you? 20, you're only 29. He's got a hit tool like a motherfucker. There's Austin Riley, who can play a couple positions. What does he want? He wants 5 years. I mean, they all want frickin' 5 years, so I'm not surprised. I do need a third baseman because our in-house options are not going to cut it. So whether that's Austin Riley again or somebody else. Riley has the better hit, is the better hitter here. Oh, 4 years for you. We've got the money. Austin Riley. You know what? Riley, you've been you've been doing well for us. I'll offer you the 1 year 3.6. Because you're still the best combination of defense, contact, and power that we can find, I think. Again, Batty's going up. And he's a few years younger. Yeah, if we go with Brett Batty, yeah, 2 years, 15 million a year. I think that's more than fair. Oh, but it's not going to do it. Cause it's not going to do it because the Mets are offering him more. How about 3 years, 15.3? No, that's still not going to be enough. Well, I'll leave the offer on him. Well, no, we better just withdraw it. God, 5 years is a long commitment for a player like this is the problem. I mean, I guess there's Gorman. He's actually getting better. Like 4 years. Um, sure. Like we can do that. We still have Badu in left. In center, we have Curtis, and I don't think we're gonna. Julio Rodriguez, of course. Jason Dominguez, interesting player. And Dennis Cannon, we want him. I don't know that we'll get him, but I want him. We got Gorman. We lost Alvarez though. Ugh, that sucks. We still have Tyler Soderstrom to be our catcher, so it's not a huge deal, but it still sucks. Because now Soderstrom's not there to be our DH slash outfielder. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it does mean we can bring back Eisen Diaz. Watermelon, hello queen. There, we can bring back Eisen Diaz as our to be our bench bat again, because we need a player like him. We don't have anybody else like him. Because I don't think we're gonna find anyone. I don't think we're gonna find anyone like Edmonds. Not worth it. I don't think. Well, he only wants 8.5, and he can play more positions. He's only 1 year older too. He might actually be the superior option. Eh, Eisen's been with us for a while. His bat is better balanced too, so we'll stick with him. There's Luis Garcia. His bat isn't nearly as balanced. No, we'll stick with Eisen. We'll give him another season. Um, so we gotta wait for more players to sign. Okay, so who hasn't signed all these guys? Nobody that I was thinking of the trading. So who were we looking at trade? Whoops. Who were we looking at trading? It was Pack, and then who had zero options? Who was it? It was Pack and Ramirez that we wanted to get rid of here. No, not free agency. Damn it. Okay, well, who can give us a good offer here? A third baseman with A potential. That's tempting. We do need a third baseman. Well, we do have a third baseman with A potential. We're just waiting on him to get better. Let's see. There's a third baseman and a relief pitcher. Starting pitcher and a relief pitcher. Ooh, a starting pitcher and a first baseman, both with A potential. That's probably as good as we're going to get right there. So the Royals are, I think we got to go with the Royals, but let's take a quick look. Starting pitcher, closing pitcher, and a relief pitcher. First baseman. We have a lot of first basemen is kind of the thing. A catcher. Yeah, I think we got to take that. So Trey Cabbage is about the only guy on there that I would be worried about somebody taking, and even then, nobody's taken him. He's been available for years, and nobody's wanted him. How many players do we have on the 40-man anyway? 19, 21, we have 35, so we can still add a couple guys to the 40-man if we wanted to. Where's the new guy? Was it you? And you're not Rule 5 eligible, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay. That's 6 first basemen. But this guy's probably the best. This guy's probably the best of them. Oh, also you're out of options, aren't you? You can play. You can back up in the outfield too. So we might actually even just keep you up on the team for this season. But we can still add more players to the 40-man right now, which is. Then again, okay. But then again, we can add if these guys sign, we'll have 3 more on the 40-man. So we'll wait. And there's no one else to really add except for maybe Trey Cabbage. And even then, it's not particularly necessary. How many outfielders do we have? 2, 3. We have 5 outfielders. And then Soderstrom can play outfield. Well, we'll add him. We've got the space. Let's add him. Okay, so we got Ramos back. That's good. So these guys still have to consider our offer. Oh, we're not in first with Cannon anymore. We need to make him a better offer. Since we have the money, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer you 3 years, but more money. That's still not enough. 3 years, 15 and a half. No, that's still not enough. 3 years and 16. Ah, there we go. Now we're back on top in the negotiations. doubt there's anyone that we want to take here. Yeah, there isn't. Skip it. I'm sure we're going to lose a few players. Okay, we lost Milt Padilla. Not surprising. We lost Pedro Salgado. Third baseman to the Tigers. I guess. Okay, so I actually want to sign a few more pitchers. Uh, Nobody important, but nobody wants to give Andrew Painter a real contract, it seems like, even though he's pretty good. If we weren't stuffed to the gills with pitching, and good pitching, I'd sign him. But we need some pitchers. I need to sign some pitchers to not real contracts. So let's get down to some of these guys here. So that'll be 18. Like you, sure, 19. Let's find some of these guys here. Very interesting guys here. I doubt it. Either way, I don't need closers. I just need relief pitchers. So we've got... we're going to have 21, 22 relief pitchers, so that should be good enough for the whole organization, I would imagine. And then, yeah, if we get Eisen, that'll help. Is there just anybody who's just like, oh yeah, in their like mid-20s that I can have for around for a while who plays multiple positions here? I can kind of grow with the team a little bit. No, we may have to just draft one. Why do you have no contract offers? I mean, your bat's not that good, but your defense is impeccable. There's still some interesting shortstops out here. Royce Lewis doesn't have an offer. And he can play multiple positions. Unbreakable avoids injuries. Royce Lewis is oh my God, that's ridiculous. This is one of the most injury-prone guys in minor leagues right now. How did he in like 10 years, get unbreakable? What the fuck? That's ridiculous. I'm gonna offer you a contract, Royce. You're an interesting guy. Having you as a backup could be very helpful. We're gonna offer you like, so you want 8.8. I'm gonna offer you 3 years. That's actually kind of an interesting deal here. Um, I'll even give you the 8.8 you want, because that's seriously, that's kind of I like where he can take us. I like the idea of having him on the team because he can play the outfield, he can play third. Okay, he can fill in a lot of spots, and I like that. Brian Acevedo went to the Yankee or went to the Red Sox. It was sad that we let him go, but he was just we have too much pitching. And we got Royce Lewis. Nice. We must have gotten everybody else we wanted because yeah, we got Cannon because it didn't say anything about they weren't accepting our offer, and we got Eisen. So let's take a look at the roster here. So we've got 40 men on the 40 man. That turned out exactly perfect. Let's just skip through all this. Let's come on. We have no arbitrations. I think we have a few guys that didn't want to sign their contracts, so we're just going to have to force them to renew their contracts. That is correct. Yes. Oh, renew the contract. Oh, because they didn't want to sign the big contract that we're offering them because they think they can do better once their regular contract is up, which makes sense. Not gonna say they're wrong, so we'll definitely just go after them there. Who's still available? Kyle Lewis. Well, he can hit righties. He can crush righties, so that's kind of an interesting guy. And then there's Marte who can crush lefties, so they're kind of a combo bat there. But we're set. We are once again ranked as the best team in baseball. Our defense is still middle of the pack, but everything else is single digits. Yeah, auto fix the lineups. Keep them active. So let's just get through spring training and take a look at what our roster looks like. Same guy. Miles Johnson hurt again, but just little nagging stuff, and he's not even going to be our everyday catcher, so I'm not worried about it. He'll probably be our backup though. Soto's going to be out. Put him on. Okay, let's take a look at our roster, huh? So pitching wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably 5 because he's going to grow and get better. So Santiago is going to move down to AAA. So 5 starters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bullpen arms. Oh, he's out of options. He isn't. So he's out of options, huh? We may have to leave him up for now then. That's fine. It's not a huge deal. So 13 pitchers. Catchers, we got 1, 2, and 3. First baseman, we got 1. And Lerma, we can leave up because he can play the outfield as well. Oh, and he can't be moved, so we'll move him down as soon as he's back. Second base, we still have Muncy. Diaz, of course, you're going down. Third base, Gorman. You. Shortstop, Lewis, Watson. Poisson, we're actually going to have to send you down for like the first time in forever. Left, center, right. Trey Cabbage is going down, obviously. So you have to send one more player down. That's 4 outfielders. I'm confused who it has to be here. Or no, I have 26 men up. Never mind. Yeah, we're good. Active 26, and then yeah. Okay, whatever. Pitching rotation. Looks good there. Why is he a long man? He should not be a long man. Those two are as close to long men as we've got. Okay, and then lineups. Here's where it gets a little interesting. Watson is currently sitting as DH, which I don't think is correct. Because we got Lewis as shortstop, who he's got 84 and 80, 84, 86, and 76. He Watson is the superior fielder. He's got to be out there. Lewis might have to be DH against righties. Let's see. 67 and 53. I've got Eisen as our second baseman, but Muncy should be in there for his defense. Like, if Eisen's going to be a DH, it's going to be for his... Or if he's going to be in, it's going to be as a DH, but he's not. Lewis is our DH. Okay, so let's get this set up. So yeah, none of these guys should be in the top of the order. Gorman should easily be batting second, but Dew is probably leading off. So 71, 73 is good. Actually, Turnwell should be batting second. Then Gorman. Yeah, something like that. Against lefties, it's where it gets a little more interesting. Cannon should be leading off, of course. Once again, Watson needs to be the shortstop. Lewis is the DH. Yeah, we can do that. 68 and 58. 62. See, Lerma is the better hitter against lefties, barely at first. So that's fine. We can afford to do that. Um, this makes no sense. Actually, it kind of does. Sadly, it does. Which means Soderstrom is probably gonna. Should he be the DH then? Yeah, he probably should. Yeah. Okay, we can do. We can swing it that way. That makes sense. So who's gonna be batting second here? That's gonna be Miles Johnson, surprisingly. Yeah, it doesn't particularly matter here, I guess. That's good enough. That's what our team's gonna look like. Okay, I guess we're ready to go. And we're losing by a lot. We're losing a lot. We're losing a lot, a lot. I don't like it. Okay, now we're pulling off some wins. Come on. We lost such and such heartbreaking fashion last season in the playoffs. We've got to make this season mean something. We just have to. Okay, we're coming up on the draft. And we're not going to have a good draft pick, that's clear. 25. Okay. Oops. We could get a pitcher. I wouldn't be opposed to that right now. There's always some of these except for you. I don't like your profile. We do not need a first baseman. It's so tempting because there's always these first basemen, but we have so many first basemen. I don't need a first baseman. um, there's the shortstop. Can he play other positions? He can play second, but that's it. And even that's not absolute. We could use there's an outfielder, a center fielder who looks like he's got a decent hit tool. How are we? It says we're thin at first base on that little chart there. How is that possible? That's bullshit. We are not thin at first base. We've got so many first basemen. That chart is bullshit. God. Heard. Oh, we might just go with you. Yeah. There's still these starting pitchers that that we scouted that are available. But some, oh man, he's 25. Two of these guys are 25. There's still these catchers. This guy can supposedly play the outfield too. I guess we'll take a shortstop. We do need another one. We can take one of these pitchers. We'll take the slow burn one probably. 65, 60. This guy looks way better. It's kind of the problem there. How about you? No, I don't like your profile. This guy looks like he could be better though. So I think we'll just take him. Two of these catchers are still there, but I'm sure they're there for a reason still. This guy looks like he can field, so we'll take him. Okay, now we're kind of into the... This guy's still there probably for a reason. I want infielders, but I want them that can... I want players that can play multiple positions. Whatever, let's just go with him. And it says when it says they can play multiple positions, that's half the time that's bullshit. It doesn't always. See, like it says he can play the outfield as well. We'll see. We'll see if that's true. I doubt it. I doubt any of those are true. We do need another. We could use another starting pitcher, and this guy's the only one that has any chance of have potential. So, and last pick. I guess a relief pitcher? Sure, why the hell not? 80, 65, 55, 80. This guy's more balanced. Well, we're 4 games up on the division, so at least we have that. Okay, so how did we do? A second baseman with some potential, but he's a long ways out. Can't play other positions. Why am I not surprised? A shortstop with potential that's a long ways out. Can't play other positions. A starting pitcher who doesn't have a ton of potential, but he'll be able to... He can be organizational depth. A catcher with a lot of potential that's a long ways out. A third baseman who can't play multiple positions. I don't want him. He also can't play multiple positions. This pitcher, though, he's got potential. He could be yeah, he's got a lot of potential. And the relief pitcher also has potential. So yeah, these guys can leave. I do not need them. Wasn't a terrible draft. I can't complain too much. We did okay. Considering we had like the 25th pick, I think we did pretty good. Thanks to our coaches, we're not getting very many injuries, and as soon as I say that, he's hurt, keep him active, he'll be back in a minute. Yep, auto-utilize him. Skip. NL wins the All-Star game. They've won the majority of the All-Star games since I've started this. We're still 4 games up on the Angels, so we're still doing very well. Now, let's take a look at where we're at midseason. All-Star game. Who made the All-Star game? Max Meyer made the All-Star game for us. He's having a pretty decent season. Rob Varela is having a good season. He's getting better. Sean Long is getting better, and he's having a good season. We got 3 All-Stars. Hey, Austin Riley made the All-Star game. He's not for us, but he made it. So we got 3 All-Stars. How about the prospect list? Here's your top prospect in baseball, Connor Wood. We've got the third best prospect in baseball, Henry Torres. Ooh, and we've got the 5th and the 6th. When we want McLeod to get better, he's the future here. At third base, because we're running out of guys here. Okay, what do we got here? We've got our right fielder, Suzuki's getting better. God, that guy can't hit a baseball. Look at those contact rates. 45 and 44. He can crush the baseball, but he can't if he can make contact. And Antonio Valentine's getting better. He has a pretty balanced bat. Nothing spectacular, but if he can field, that's good. Bob Samuels is God, he's going to be good. He's going to be really good. He's our future at first base. Ramon Mateo is okay. Who else do we got? Really? He made the prospect list? I mean, I'm not going to complain. He's obviously getting better, but Alvin Carter did as well. That's good. And Arnold Sato. And then, yep, he's getting better. All of our prospects are on the list. We're just a prospect factory here. Anyway, so starting pitching. Could be better, but it could also be a lot worse. It's hard to complain too much here. Especially when they're all getting better. Well, Brooks isn't getting better, but he's also pretty decent, so yeah. It could be a lot worse there. Besides, our bullpen seems to be kicking ass. Okay, maybe not so much. These guys are not. They're all improving though, is kind of the thing. Okay, except for Crochet, but he's in. Okay, we got Tim for 2 more years, but he's still killing it. Well, no, he's not killing it actually. Holy shit, he's actually not doing very well at all. May have to move him out of the closer spot. Anyway, catcher. They're both okay. So he's playing against both, and he's playing against lefties. So yeah, they're doing pretty well. Soderstrom's not having the best year, but he's still gonna on pace for 20 homers. So that's good. At first base, we've got Turnwall, who's only playing against righties, who's not improving at all, really. Well, he's sort of improving, but Lerma's improving. Muncy and Diaz. Muncy's just he keeps getting worse. Diaz is just the steady hand. He's hit 10 homers. That's surprising. Nolan Gorman. Yeah, he's not getting worse, which is basically what we wanted. 11 home runs, OPS of 725. I feel like our players aren't like totally. They're not. Okay, then there's Watson, who's just God, he's falling apart so fast. I'll be glad when his contract is up. There's Lewis, who's actually tearing the cover off the ball. His OPS is 857. In the outfield, Badu is doing well. Casey looks like he's doing okay in the chances that he's getting. 14 home runs, 16 steals. 799 is not bad for an OPS. Curtis is he's still getting better. Like he's just incrementally getting better over the years. 11 homers, 17 steals, OPS of 781. And Dennis Cannon, who's now he's starting to fall apart. Well, not fall apart. I mean, he's not like he's dying, but he's got 14. Oh, he's actually on pace for a good amount of home runs for once. Yeah, 827. He's having a good year. I just worry about him going down the shitter before his contract is up. But I mean, it's hard to complain for now. Um, I mean, considering that we're up in the division, we're doing well. Oh, the Miami swept us there. The Mariners are offering us a trade. They're offering us a shortstop, an old shortstop, Edmundo Sosa. I do not want him. I don't care who you want to in return. I don't want him. There's some victories. Turnbull will be out for a few days. Keep him active. And auto-utilize him, please. Thank you. And it's September, which means call-ups. Hey, we're 8 games up. I think we've got the division, as long as we don't really screw it up. I think we've got the division tied up. So let's bring up a pitcher. Let's actually bring up you. No, you. And God, Poisson might replace Watson next season. He might right now. Christ. What is happening to Watson? I do not even understand how this is possible. Like he's a young guy with a ton of potential. He's not even 30 and he's just we're losing a lot of games here. This isn't good. Lermo will be out for 1 to 2 months. Just put him on the 60-day. Um, I guess just bring you up. Yay, both of our minor league teams made the playoffs. But then the Rockhounds were eliminated. And we made the playoffs. 91 and 71. We can't seem to shake that. That's about as good as we're going to get, it looks like. And we won the division and we'll be taking on the Yankees. So let's get our our playoff roster set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Torres. That's not right. Why are you not on the playoff roster? Add him. What the hell is this game doing? There. Yeah, that's how we want it, right there. Catcher, yep, these two. Okay, Lerma is on the IL, so he's not on the roster, I don't believe. These two. Yep, yep. Ooh, Suzuki's passed over Cabbage. The real question here is, what do we do with Poisson? I guess he's a pretty decent op. He's probably our best pinch hitting option, so we'll keep him. He's actually our best fielding option. He's going to be starting. Wow. Yeah, do we even keep you on the playoff roster is the question. I think we do, but whew, that's rough. Yeah, Poisson. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough for him. Anyway, everything else is okay. I think everything else. Oh, oh wow, he got better, much better against lefties, didn't he? Okay, then he's moving up the ladder here. Yeah, okay. That's how it's going to be. Let's check our check everything else. League leaders. Sean Valdez led the league in shutouts with 3. Max Mayer led the league in whip and in WAR 4.7. Awards. Whatever the awards look like so far. Jesus, Nick Pratto hit 51 home runs. Mayer did not get the Cy Young. That belonged to Hunter Green. The batting title we got reliever of the year. Hey, Guerrero won Gold Glove at pitcher. Not that that really means too much. Too much. We didn't get much for individual accolades this season. It doesn't look like. We have the top 2 prospects in baseball, though. 3 of the top 5. Yeah, Suzuki. Oh man, he's yeah. He'll probably be playing next season. Torres, of course. McLeod, we gotta. You're losing your contact. All your contact numbers went into more power. I don't know if that's a trade-off I like, but we're gonna. I guess that's what happens. Whatever. That's not important. How did we do? How did we do otherwise? Pitching. So yeah, pitching was not super great. Relief pitching. Crochet is still not good. We may have to change up his. So whatever. It's fine. Yeah, our pitching was not. Our bullpen is unusually not super. Was not as good as it usually is. Soderstrom ended up with only 16 homers. He could have done better, but he could have done a lot worse. He had a decent year. And Johnson, of course, only played against lefties. But against lefties, he was killing it. It's 861 OPS. And Soderstrom 725. They can't complain there. Turnwall had 16 homers, so he didn't have as great a year as he did last season. But he also didn't play as much against lefties. Max Muncy is also kind of falling off of a cliff as well. Gorman had a pretty good year. I can't complain about the year he put up. 25 home runs. The OPS is 787. He could have done worse, could have done better. Watson, Royce Lewis is killing it. I'm glad we signed him. We needed him, especially if Watson's going to keep falling apart here. Yeah, 808. Good thing we signed him for a couple of seasons now that I look at it. Baду with an amazing season. Look at those numbers. 29 home runs. He's starting to go down. We don't have to resign him if we don't want to, which we might not because we got Frank Casey now. Curtis, 16 homers, 28 steals, 750 OPS. Yeah, he's just incrementally, he just keeps getting better and better. And Cannon, of course, he hit 27 home runs. I believe that's a career high. The OPS of 852. Okay, against the Yankees. Win, win, win. And the Aviators continue on. Okay, so we're against Detroit next. Okay. So let's reset our, hold on. We gotta reset our pitching roster, pitching rotation here. Yeah, something like that. Oh wait, why are you here? That's wrong. Aviators have been defeated. Oh well. Win, loss, loss, loss. Fuck. That's it. What another fucking disappointment. Oh, we can't make it. Third base coach has decided to retire. First base coach has decided to retire. None of our players retired. Freddie Freeman did, and he made the Hall of Fame with very good numbers to end his career. Okay, so we need to replace some coaches. As for exclusive free agents, we've got a few. Although I don't think we sign any of them. I mean, maybe we sign Muncy to a one-year contract. We could just sign Diaz to a one-year contract too. One or the other, because I mean, he's getting worse. He's only 29 and he's getting worse like every year, and I don't get it. Him and Watson, it's like, what is going on? And Brooks, like, we've got so much pitching that we can let him go. I'm not concerned. We just have way too much pitching, and they all need a spot, so he can go. Baду has been he's been everything that we've wanted him to be. He doesn't even want that much. Baду, you really want to stay here, don't you? But we can't because we've got Frank Casey behind him who needs playing time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Look at his stats over his stay here. Unless he's been here for 5 years and he's been killing it every year. That's heartbreaking, but we gotta let him go. And then we'll probably keep Diaz over Muncy. Just because he's got more power in his bat and he can play more positions. He's versatile. He's not nearly as good a fielder as the problem, but yeah, unless there's somebody out. Well, we may see somebody in free agency that's better at second base because our guys aren't our prospects at second are not ready yet. Unless Gorman can play second, but then we won't have a third baseman. But then Royce Lewis can play second as well. He can also play third, and we do need to get him in the lineup because Poisson's going to be our shortstop. Watson is going to be sadly sent to the minors. Hmm. So yeah, if we sign Diaz, he might still. I mean, I'll probably still sign Diaz as a backup anyway. But yeah, I think we can let Muncy go. Whatever. These are all decisions for next time. So, next time on the show, the 2031 offseason and the 2032 season. So, as usual, this is John Crate signing out.